All right, kids, story time with Coach Chad. We're going to go over defending and our attacking third, what we worked on yesterday in practice, and we're going to touch on it again today. I know that some of us kind of struggled with, the concept because it's a little bit against what we're used to doing, and so I wanted to kind of make it more obvious with the whiteboard and the little blue and red pieces today. So obviously yellow is the ball, right? So this is kind of our starting formation. I want you to notice that our midfielders right now are tucked in order to invite their center backs to play to one of their outside backs, right? As that happens, right? That is our trigger, our cue. It is the moment that as we see them getting ready to pass, we come and we step and we cut off the end line, right? We want to force them into the middle here, right? Where we have sometimes a numbers advantage, or at least we're relatively even, right? As their outside mid comes to the ball, our outside back steps, our defenders shift, right? And we make sure that we get into good defensive position so that we're organized on their three midfielders here, right? Our center forward, so Jordy, Hattie, Brookie, right? You guys all can work to cut this off. And the one thing that we did yesterday, we had this player drop in. We're actually going to try to make it a little bit more offensive if we win the ball back. We're going to have you come into this space here, right? So you're here, and as we funnel them inside, right, ball gets picked off. If we win it, we now have a 2v2 going forward to goal, right? Now, reason we're doing this, okay, and I talked about it with Dara yesterday, but the reason that we want to do this, right, is when we have the ball, Hamlin will be like this. And they will end up with 9 players plus a goalkeeper behind the ball, and we are going to be very tight. It'll be difficult for us to play through 9 players, right? So we want to make sure that when they have the ball, we want to invite them to come and spread out. We want to give them the opportunity to get a little bit bigger, right? So they whip the ball, and they start to spread out, which then, when we kind of, let's say trap them into going to a wide position and trying to play central, right? We are now able to pick the ball off, and we have space to play, right? So that's really the purpose of it. So one more time, right? We've got their forward here, and our 3 center mids. So we're organized defensively. We're compact, okay? We're in a good defensive shape. We're compact. We're behind the ball, and we are inviting them to play the ball out to an outside back. As it happens, boom, go, cut the center back, step in, get into good defensive positions to where we can now win the ball. And we challenge Hamlin to try, if you can hit a ball like Claire did yesterday, 45 yards across the field diagonal on a dime, by all means do that, but at the same time, as that ball's traveling, we're shifting, and we're still in a good defensive position, right? Last thing here, right? If by chance one of our amazing wing defenders gets beat, ball gets played here, right? And Genesis gets beat on the dribble, okay? What would then happen, right, and that's where we have to recognize and help our teammate out, is one of our midfielders will step, Genesis recovers central, boom, and so the recovery run is central, and we help our teammates out. It is going to happen, and we just make sure that we get behind the ball. They've broken our press, they've broken our trap. Now we have to get our numbers behind the ball and get into good defensive positions, which might require the center midfielder to step to an outside back, right? We'll talk about this in practice, but wanted to put something on film for you guys.